Hi guys, welcome to the module public key based authentication using Python Paramiko module. So far in this series we have seen password based authentication, but in this module we will see how to do public key based authentication, and we will use the public key to log into the Cisco router using Paramiko. So far in this lab we have used the Cisco 3725 router, which is having iOS version 12.2. Cisco has introduced public key chain from Cisco iOS version 15. So we need a iOS version 15 to do our lab. I have found this URL which is having so many iOS versions which we can use in our GNS3 lab. This URL I attached in the resource section. We are going to use Cisco iOS version. You have to download all of these. Once you downloaded, you open your GNS3. I have downloaded it is in our downloads folder. I have downloaded this one, this one, this one. This is a GNS3 template. We will try to upload this appliance. I'm going to select the Cisco iOS version .gns3a, and I'm going to install the appliance on the GNS3 VM, and I'm going to run it as 64-bit QEM, and it is automatically found that 15.62T it is available and it is ready to install. Then we have to select this one and we have to click next. It is asking, would you like to install Cisco iOS version 15.62T? Yes. And it is giving some general. Then we will click finished. It is showing successful message. It has been installed. I'm going to drag and drop to the workspace, and I'm going to start the router. It may take few minutes to start the router. Router is started. We will do the basic configuration. I will change the router host name to Paramiko router. We will configure domain name. We'll put demo.com. Next we will configure crypto key, generate RSC. I will put modulus of 2048. I will configure line VTY. Transport input will allow only SSH. Enter with the login local account. Now we'll create a user. I'm going to create a user called Cisco, and I'm going to assign privilege 15 and secret also Cisco. Okay. Now we will configure interface. I'm going to assign IP address 172.18.20.1. Same IP address which we used in the previous lesson. Save the configuration. Now we will connect this interface with our local loopback adapter, and we will try to ping from the local PC whether router is reachable. Sometimes it may take time. It is started pinging. We will check whether we are able to log in with the Cisco user. Now we will try to configure the public key based authentication in the Cisco router. For that we need to create a public and private key. I'm going to use PuttyGen. It comes along with Putty software. I'm going to generate. I'm going to hover over this space to create a randomness for my public key. My public key is created. I'm going to save my public key. To name it as public-key. I'm going to save my private key. It is asking without passphrase. No, I will give passphrase. I'm going to give us as Cisco. I'm going to give putty private key. It will save the private key in the PPK format. PPK means putty private keys. But Paramiko require keys in either RSA key. First option will let you create in RSA private key. We will use both key and we will use open SSH. Now I saved my private key locally. I exported three private key. One is open SSH private key, another one is normal putty private key, and another one is RSA private key. Now I am going to configure public key authentication in Cisco router. For that we have to type IP SSH public key chain, then which user we need to create. Before configuring this one, I will create one more user called key user. I will go inside IPSSH public key chain and we will use this user key user and we will configure the key string. This key string is a public key. We have already saved our public key. You have to open it in you have to configure, you have to copy this public key detail. Public key is correct. If you type exit, it will not show any error message. If you copied wrongly, it will show error message. Now we configured our public key for this key. Now we will check whether the public key what we uploaded is matching with the key what we have generated. For that, we'll do show running configuration section IPSSH. Configuration we have configured for key user. This is a MD5 hash value. In putty keygen it is showing SHA256. We will change the fingerprint. I'm changing to MD5 and I'm checking the fingerprint S6B436 matching. Then the public key what we uploaded in Cisco router is same as the public key we have generated. Okay, now we will try to log into this router using our public key. Okay, we will type our router IP. We have to use the which user we want to use for auto login. I created key user, I have entered key user. Then SSH we have to select the auth and we have to browse for the putty private key. Then click OK, then click open. Okay, public key based authentication is successful and it is asking you to enter the passphrase for your private key. I have configured Cisco. I am entering yes. log into the router using a public key. Okay. Now we have configured public key based authentication for our Cisco router. We will use the same private key public key authentication in Paramiko module. In previous sections we have put our look for keys as false. Here we are using key based authentication. I am going to put look for keys as true. Here we are not going to use any password, but we are going to use a passphrase. So we will change this as enter your passphrase. Enter private key passphrase. Okay. Now we have to specify the key file name where we have saved the key file. This key file name should be a open SSH format. We have saved 3 different files. One is RSA private key, another one is PuTTY private key, another one is open SSH private key. We have to use this path. Python will not accept this slash. It will show error message. You have to change the forward slash to backward slash if you want. Otherwise you can put R before. Inside demo folder I have saved as open SSH test taken. Okay. Now we have to give the passphrase because it is a password protected private key. I will give, I'm getting this from the user. Okay. I will take this one. We are going to find the interface which are up. We'll try to execute this file and we'll see what is the error message coming. It is asking to enter the username, number and Cisco, and our passphrase also Cisco. It is showing failed to connect. Okay, that means some error in our program. We will try to debug this error message. In our Cisco router, we will enable the debug IP SSH. Then we will enable the terminal monitor. So we can see the real-time debug. Now again I am going to connect to my router. Error message. It is showing our Paramiko. We will get no terminal monitor first. Allowing to show. Okay, 1 minute. I have stopped my debugging. We will go back to the error message we have found while trying to connect. I found the error message that our Paramiko is trying to negotiate an RSA SH2 512 key size, but it is unsupported public key algorithm for this router. So we have to tell the Paramiko router not to negotiate on RSA SH 512 key size. Okay. With this connect module, we have to tell the Paramiko not to negotiate on this key. Okay. We have to tell disabled no RSA SH2 either 512 size or RSA SH2 256 size. Okay. Okay, we'll try to run this program. The problem because we have entered the username as Cisco, but actually we have configured public key authentication for the key user. We will try to run the program with the key user. We will see another one method how to use a RSA key. Okay. Before client connection, let me define RSA underscore key. We'll try to call Paramiko dot RSA key and from underscore private key underscore file. We will try to load the key file. We are going to use the RSA key. Okay. RSA key I have taken, and it is a password protected, so we have to give the password protected, otherwise you will get the password exception. That file is encrypted like that. Okay, we will not hard code. We will take the value which we got from user. Now our RSA key will be loaded in the RSA key variable, and we, instead of passing this key file and passphrase here, okay, let it be disabled algorithm. We'll mention public key equal to RSA underscore key. RSA underscore key. Now we will try to run the program. Error is used to, we have not imported this Paramiko, that's why this error message came. Now I imported the Paramiko module. Okay, now we'll try to run 218.20.1